Chapter 120, World Gate. Xue Fanxin looked at his precious granddaughter and smiled in relief. Reaching out to stroke her head, he said kindly with a faint sense of sorrow, "Little Xiner, you've grown up. There are some things that you can learn about now. The Xue family is one of the top families in the Tongguxuan continent. It has been rooted in Heavenly Saints City of the Heavenly Saints Empire for thousands of years. It turned out that Xue Fanxin had caused a ruckus at his elder brother's wedding 40 years ago and had even wanted to snatch the bride. In the end, the bride was unwilling to leave with him, so he failed. As a result, he was expelled from the Xue family and had never set foot in it again. 40 years later, because the former patriarch, Xue Fanxin's biological father, was on his deathbed, the current patriarch of the Xue family, who was also Xue Fanxin's elder brother, was willing to let him return to the clan. Xue Fanxin temporarily put aside all his hatred and returned to see his father for the last time. Hence, after an hour, Xue Fanxin and Xue Fanxin packed up a little and left with the Xue Yuan. While Xue Fanxin's mood was gloomy, Xue Fanxin was excited. She was filled with curiosity about what she would see and encounter. "Grandpa, what is that badge for?" "That's the World Gate badge." "What's a World Gate badge?" "It's the pass to the Tongguxuan world." "Little Xiner, it's different from the outside world, so you have to be careful about everything, especially with our low cultivation." Although Xue Fanxin really wanted to go back and see his father one last time, he was also worried. The Xue family was a top-notch family clan in Heavenly Saints City and had a deep background. They were extremely powerful in Heavenly Saints City. If they returned to the Xue family, they would easily be involved in some conflicts. Those who were lucky might be able to survive, while the unlucky ones might die without even knowing how. He did not want to take little Xiner back, but she was still of the Xue family's bloodline. Returning to the Xue family and acknowledging her roots might be a good thing for her. Xue Fanxin hugged the skinny little white tiger and stood silently by Xue Fanxin's side. As she listened to him, she stared fixedly at the badge in Xue Yuan's hand, which was the so-called World Gate badge. Xue Yuan held the World Gate badge and injected a strand of spiritual energy into it. He muttered something for about 15 minutes before the badge flew out and turned into a door glowing with white light, seemingly connected to another world. After opening the World Gate, Xue Yuan looked at Xue Fanxin and said coldly, "Let's go." He then glanced at Xue Fanxin, his eyes revealing extremely obvious disdain and contempt. He wanted to say something, but after hesitating for a moment, he kept quiet and walked through the gate. Xue Fanxin followed in with Xue Fanxin. After everyone walked in, the door, along with the people who had entered, all disappeared as if they were never here. When Xue Fanxin walked into the gate, she felt like she had lost her center of gravity. Her entire body was light, and she could not control her body at all. She walked around inside until her head was dizzy. She wanted to vomit, but she could not. She felt terrible. It was not only Xue Fanxin. The others were in a similar state, just not as serious as Xue Fanxin and Xue Fanxin. After all, their cultivation levels were higher and their resistance was stronger. She would never enter this damned gate again unless she had no choice.